speak, stand here. We tested earlier. I was back there hollering. So
Yeah. Okay.
So the good news is that we have a good, echoey room-ish. But how's everybody on the call? Can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us talking?
Yeah, we hear you. We can hear all the trash you're talking back there.
Oh man.
Perfect.
Greg, you're gonna have to explain yourself later. No,
Okay. I'm gonna let you
I'll do the intro.
do the
Start it up.
intro.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to get started. First and foremost, thank you everybody who came in person. You guys have successfully weathered the Southern California rain. Thank you for making the trek and going through this incredible.
Climb the oceans and climb the mountains to get here.
Climb the mountains, exactly. Went through the traffic, the mountains, everything,
11
guys.
floors.
11 floors too. We are up 11 floors, ladies and gentlemen, on Sunset Boulevard. So right now I want to give you guys a quick intro. For those of you who don't know, who are first time with us, we are with, this is the CCIM Greater Los Angeles Broker Forum. And for people who are on the line on Zoom or in person who haven't been here before, what we endeavor to do is be able to put together a group of CCIM community members to be able to share their listings, talk about the industry, talk about news, talk about, in essence, anything that can add value to your business. So today we have our moderators. We have Greg Offsay. We have Greg Offsay here in person. Welcome. We have Rachel Adams. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have our moderators here and also you have yours truly. You guys have seen me for way too long. We are welcoming the new people. Thank you, everybody. So as you could tell with all the efforts that we've put together, we would not be able to do this without our sponsors. And with our sponsors, we want to give a quick shout out to our platinum sponsors. We have CoStar. We'll save the applause to the end. We have silver sponsors. I'm gonna have to let you pronounce that for me. Gibraltar 1031 Exchange, because I did not want to butcher that. Thank you so much she's actually here with us today in person, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have her chat here shortly. We have also Asset Preservation Incorporated as silver sponsors. We'll go to the last slide. So then that's pretty much it. So thank you first and foremost. Thank you to our sponsors. And during this time, we're gonna have our silver sponsor come up. Cynthia, you can come join us in the front. We have we have plenty of audio. They can hear you clearly. Great. So if you want to step here into the camera, you're welcome to.
Right. Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I wanted to thank CCIM. One of the reasons that we sponsored and got involved with CCIM is the platform of knowledge and learning and continuing to grow in this industry. So it's very important to us at Gibraltar to connect with our clients in person, to help them grow their businesses, to make sure that we consult with them. Greg and I were talking before the program started about what our platform is. Well, first and foremost, it's experience. So I have 25 plus years of experience in the 1031 arena. I have a lot of noteworthy clients that I've worked with, but I also hold hands for mom and pop, in addition to working with, large institutions and businesses. So it's our pleasure to be involved with CCIM. Please don't hesitate to call us and use this as a resource to connect with your clients, consult with your clients. There's always something that we can help a client learn, even clients who've been doing this for many, many years. A lot of nuances, a lot of things to navigate. The state of California Franchise Tax Board is still looking at partnership dissolutions. So when you're out making your calls that we talked about this morning, Pierce and I, it's important to ask, how the property is held and make sure that if a client's going to be selling in the next couple of years, that it's something they address prior to a sale and a listing. So again, please consider us a resource. We appreciate being here, and we're here if you want to set up any kind of a learning experience in your office with your own group. We're happy to do that as well. So excellent. Thank you.
Real quick, does anybody have any questions? Real quick, we're gonna give her some time. Does anybody have any questions in person? Anybody here have any questions? Anybody online? Well, I have a few questions. I wanted to get some insights. So, as you can imagine, we're dealing with mom and pops and we're dealing with sophisticated clients. I mean, if there's one thing you talked about partnership dissolutions. That's a big topic, and I think a lot of brokers here can agree that that's the main reason why people sell because of partnership dissolutions. And planning is probably not the number one thing when they just want to get rid of each other, right?
Yeah, but planning is important.
So could you shed a little more light about the importance of it? What are the problems?
So that's a great question, Francisco. So the reason it is problematic is when the IRS came up with Section 1031, their intent was to allow people to grow their business. It was post World War One. They wanted people to come back, and instead of paying your taxes, you had the ability to reinvest these funds to grow your business and your industry. So they look to see who has held the property for investment. So if it's a trust, if it's a partnership, if it's a corporation, that's who's entitled to 1031 treatment because they've held that property for investment or used it for a business if it's an owner user. So if there's changes within that structure, you're not growing the business, you're changing the business and dissolving it. And so therefore they want you to pay your tax. So the IRS is very busy and they may not have time to look at every transaction, but the Franchise Tax Board of California has made it sort of a number one point of contention that if people are dissolving a partnership, they're not continuing with what the intent was of the IRS, and they should be paying their state tax as well as their federal tax. So the most important thing is once somebody decides they don't want this partnership is to get with an attorney. And we can recommend attorneys who work in real estate. There's a lot of good ones. There's ones for smaller firms. There's one for larger transactions, not a one size fits all as far as attorneys, but they need to get counseled so that you're not liable, we're not liable. They're getting good representation in the legal industry.
Incredible.
Okay.
Wow, that's
CPAs as well. We like to get them involved. Sometimes it benefits people to do a partial exchange, not a complete total exchange. Many people think you have to do all or none, and that's not the case. You can do a partial exchange, you can pay some tax, and you can continue to grow part of your business otherwise.
Oh, that's incredible insights. Gosh, does anybody have anything online? Any other questions? Gosh, I learned
I
something
actually
new.
have a question that came up yesterday with a client, and so I was actually going to make a call and find out. So it's serendipitous that you're here. So if a buyer of a property is they're selling something and they open a 1031 exchange and they want to buy something, their replacement property, if they have the selling entity they're 100% owner of, and their buying entity is different, but they are also 100% owner of that entity, can they still do the 1031 or do they need to use the same exact entity?
They need to use the same entity because again, there's that continuity. Post 1031 exchange, any seller who participated in one is going to have to fill out schedule 8824. And that's how you report to the IRS a 1031 exchange. And on schedule 8824, which your accountant, or if you file your own taxes, God forbid, will have to report the 1031. It's going to ask who was the selling entity in that taxpayer ID number and who's the buying entity in that taxpayer ID number. If they don't match up, ding, ding, we have a situation. So they really need to get with their CPA and try to understand what the best way for them to have continuity is, because their CPA is not going to want them to change entities. There is a such thing as a special purpose entity that may be disregarded for tax purposes and may be wholly owned by the same entity. So essentially it can be considered the same entity, but again, not for you or me to start dwelling into. Better to get their CPA involved.
Okay, thank you. So just last question. So if they did the 1031, everything is in continuity, same entity. after they close, if they then change the vesting, would they get dinged for capital gains at that point?
Well, they're not going to get dinged for capital gains. If they were audited, they would have the burden of proof of, when you do an exchange, you have to hold for investment on the sell side, and you have to hold for investment on the buy side. So if there isn't some length of time before they change the entity, and is it a constructive change? Are we dropping a partnership? What's the percentage of change of the entity? It's not a quick black and white answer. There's a lot of facts and circumstances that go into play. So they should hold the new property with the same entity for, whatever an attorney recommends. Most will say 1 to 2 tax filings before there's any changes.
Hmm.
So again, if we ask 5 different attorneys, we might get 6 different answers. So each goes to the facts and circumstances. And only if they're audited does it matter. But some clients are audited regularly. So when doing an exchange, if they're a client that's audited regularly, they really need to stay within the lines.
Great. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes, and Willoughby, if you can put your contact info in the chat, DJ will make sure you both get connected. I'm pretty sure you
Great.
guys have more things to talk
Thank you.
about, but thank you so much for your time, Cynthia. And for those who thank you, yes, thank you. Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one thing that I would encourage everybody here at the forum, and let other colleagues know too, that our sponsors are here to be a resource for you, and they're here to give you insights and help you overcome some of these challenges before they become real issues. And we're here as a community to help you. So now I'm going to turn it over to Greg to go over our listings. Go for it.
All right. Thanks everyone for being here and being here online. This is the broker forum. We're here to share our listings and opportunities. So first one up is Kathy. Oh, Lexi, Alex. Our chapter leadership has joined us.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see everybody.
Kathy, you want to take it away? Let us know about this listing.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. I'm Kathy Constanzo from Coldwell Banker Commercial. Got a couple listings I'd like to share with you. This first one is 1810 South Fair Oaks Avenue. It was part of the headquarters for Whittier Trust. We just sold the neighboring building at 1600 Huntington, leaving this one. So we have just done a price adjustment on this property down to 3.88. It's a great headquarters building because it's right there on the corner of Huntington Drive and Fair Oaks Avenue. So it's a major thoroughfare. It's 12,915 square feet. And the lot size is 14,915 square feet. It's got nice parking in the back. And so please reach out to me if you guys would like to tour or have any questions. Okay, next property. This is a very interesting and different property. If you guys have a client looking for sort of an oasis and a retreat center, it is a sprawling over 68 acres, 68.53 acres. We've just and so the city has just bought back 1 acre to widen the road. It's about 15 minutes outside of Big Bear. And one thing I really like about this property is that it could be a mobile home park. So I like that zoning on there. So that's a great opportunity there. Of course, it could be someone's personal retreat center, yoga center. It used to be a motel. So the zoning is interesting and I think synergistic with Big Bear being so close by. So very different property. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, next property. I really, really like this property. This is 5 standalone townhomes. Each one is separately metered. It's strange that it was all 5 of these separate townhomes were built on one parcel. So I believe if somebody that has the knowledge, the time, and the foresight to be able to um, parcel or condoize this, do a condo conversion so that you could sell each one of these units, townhomes separately, that's would make for an incredible opportunity because you could probably sell each unit for about $1 million. They are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. They have 3 car garages. They each have their own little backyard. It's beautiful. The construction was very, very nice. We are right now leasing out the last unit, and this is currently off market. But this is going to be coming back to market very soon at 3495. I also have another multifamily that I did not send the slide for. It's 5544 Elmer. It's a 6 unit apartment complex listed at 1.85. And it's at about a 5 cap. So if you have any questions on any of these, or I've got other listings, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd love to discuss. My contact information is all there on the slide as well. Okay, that is
Awesome.
it from me.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you
Very
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay.
All right, we'll come into the room here with my partner Caleb.
Morning, everybody. This is 800 South Mountain Avenue in the city of Ontario. It's about 40,000 square foot neighborhood shopping center with Jack in the Box on the pad. Asking $9,895,000. Equates roughly to just a hair over a 5 cap projected at close based on the existing in-place income. Want to back up for a second, give a little history and context here. This is a word of the day: partnership dissolution. We were engaged in July of last year. They've owned this for years. They got into the deal with the best of intentions, but butting heads on operational decision-making, management decision-making, the business plan going into the deal to really revitalize the center and make some significant changes never really got off the ground, and that's why there's a lot of value add on the table for a buyer. We first took it to market when we got the listing through the 10X process, through auction via 10X. Would love to exchange notes with anyone who's had that experience before, but it was very interesting. We got the one thing I will say they really deliver on, we got a tremendous amount of natural inbound inquiry, as much as anything I've ever listed. A lot of interest in the deal. Everyone to like local business owners to like institutional, national retail developers, like a lot of conversation. That said, it did not trade at auction. I think the perception is when you're buying in that platform, you just expect a big discount off of market. We had more market expectations, so didn't trade at auction. Took it down, gave it a little time to breathe, turn of the new year. Now we're back on the market with more of a traditional sales process. The listing price, as you see, we actually just dropped it $100,000. And there's a lot of interesting ways to get ahead in this deal. A couple things I want to note. The liquor store, so you'll see in the photo there's a big building kind of in the center of the shopping center. That's one of the big stumbling blocks. The current occupancy is only about 70%. So that 5 cap is based on in-place income at 70% occupancy. That one of the big ideas when they first got into the deal was to relocate that pad in the middle of the shopping center, free up the vacancy and the retail space that's in line behind it, and drive rents that way. They actually have term now through, I think, 2038. So you'd have a new buyer would have to make a deal with them. That's just one of many ways you can go. I think ultimately all it would really take to, really drive rent and come out ahead is a facade remodel, some new signage, some landscaping on the front, really revitalize and freshen up the center. You've got a lot of interesting tenant mix here. You've got in the elbow, you've got a bar holding down kind of like your hardest to lease space. You've got a lot of food use, second generation kitchen space. The actual end cap there is a smoke shop. not the ideal end cap user. So there's lots of room for a new buyer to come in, make significant changes, improve the property, drive rents, improve NOI. It's a great value add opportunity. City of Ontario, also, we're in good contact with the head of economic development in the City of Ontario's office. They are very interested in seeing this corner improved. They're involved in a mixed use project directly across the street. You know, we've got the guy's cell phone number. We've been told he'd be a great resource for anyone who wants, you need help expediting your permits. You want to talk to the arborist who's in charge of those trees to improve visibility. He's a great resource. Really interesting deal. Lots of running room.
Bring your value add buyers.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest headwind for buyers right now on this transaction? Like you've seen, like from the 10X people, just as a reference, like what was it was just a discount or?
I think the buyers on 10X are expecting a significant discount because they're buying kind of, they no time to due diligence.
Yeah.
You know, when you get selected at auction, you make a deposit immediately. It's non-refundable. Just because of your buying in such a risky manner, you expect a significant discount off the market. Sorry.
Our clients are somewhat price driven, so on 10X, we kind of topped out in the mid-8s with interest, and that didn't do it for them. So yeah, there's a little room here to negotiate, but I think we were priced right. As Caleb said, it's a 5 cap going in. It probably stabilizes closer to a 9 with a little bit of investment. So
and if you're looking even longer term, I mean, it's almost 4 acres on a corner.
Yeah.
In Ontario. So like,
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's amazing.
you know, depending on, I think there's like short-term, medium-term and long-term business plans
Right,
to
right.
really improve them.
Mountain's a great street. I know.
Yeah.
It's great. It's cool. It's awesome.
Is the pad separately parcel?
No.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's part of the deal. Jack in the Box has term. They've reinvested in that unit. It's a very large franchise operator.
Yeah.
So they're pretty stable.
Market rent reassessments coming up. I think their current term runs through 28, and then they have
But if
two
you could
advisors.
personalize that, sell it off, then there you go.
Right. A buyer could explore that option and then reduce their basis, and yeah.
Lose control over the corner and
Yeah.
4 acres, but
With respect to everyone else, I think we'll move on to the next
Yes, yes.
the next deal, but contact Caleb or myself if you have questions on that. All right, this is one of my listings with another partner in our office. This is a single tenant, it's a M1 zoned building in North Hollywood. It is used currently as the headquarters for New Directions for Youth, which is a nonprofit that provides social services to at-risk youth. They are the owner user. They need to liquidate, and they would consider a lease back of all or a portion of the property, or they would vacate if we had a user who wanted to take it over. The bottom of the building is highly improved. You can see in those small photos, there's a dance studio, a full gym with locker rooms, a full-on soundproof recording studio that's operated by a professional recording company as one of the services that the nonprofit provides. The rest of the building is a little bit tired office space with classrooms to provide their services to the youth. It's about 11,600 square feet on 2 floors. There's over 20 gated parking spaces. There is a billboard with a little bit of income right now. That income can definitely be increased once the term of that lease expires. Ideal for an owner user, but worthwhile for an investor who knows the market and may have a tenant in tow or an idea of a project to do. Asking $2,875,000. We just lowered the price. Owners motivated.
Any questions?
This is another one that both Caleb and I are on. This is a preschool property. It's been operating for a long time. as a Head Start funded preschool. As you all can imagine, government funding for Head Start program has been a little shaky the last couple years. The lease on this school comes up in June. We're told that they're probably not going to renew their option. So this could be a really good owner user opportunity for a preschool or an adult daycare business, possible development opportunity to put housing. This is in Van Nuys, as you can see in the aerial photo there. The Van Nuys Airport is a few blocks to the west. It's one parcel north of Sherman Way on Woodley. We're asking 2,450. There's definitely room in that price. Ownership is motivated, again, a partnership dissolution, as we continue to talk about here. So,
You have to bring her a card.
this one actually, this one actually is tenants in common, and then partners do intend to exchange separately. So, yeah, so we're flexible. It's about 14,000 square foot lot, not a big lot for a developer. Probably best suited for someone who can use the existing improvements, but we're open to conversation. Next one.
Might know daycare. I don't know.
There you go. You might
Might.
send them our way. All right, this is the last one that I submitted. This is a multi-tenant office building. It's about 4,700 square feet of leasable space. The owner occupies a small portion of it, has some tenants in the rest. He owned both buildings. We sold the one next door last year to an owner user dental practice. This could be a really good opportunity for an owner user who wants a little bit of income from renting out some of the other office space. We have explored converting the ground floor space facing Laurel Canyon, about 1,300 square feet, to convert that to medical. It does seem possible. So if you had a small dentist, optical, some sort of doctor who wants to own their building and then have income, could be really good. This is right off the 101 freeway at Laurel Canyon, between the 101 and Riverside, across the street from Gelson's Supermarket. Asking 2,750, sellers motivated. We'll look at all real offers.
Awesome.
Throw it to Francisco.
Yes. This deal is off of Vineland and Lancashire. You guys know the Arts District right there. So this is an interesting transaction because you have a small auto parts. It's over almost 5,400 square foot lot, or excuse me, building on this lot. And what happened is that there's a month-to-month tenant on the end cap here, that seafood shop. There's a vacant, little bit of hair on the middle tenant. Could be leased, could be vacant. It's still up to discussions, but these tenants are all month to month, and it all could be potentially delivered vacant. So it could be also, it's pretty low cap rate. It's more realistically owner user. Owners have had some issues with the tenants and are in essence considering selling if they get the offer that makes sense. I know that there's a little bit of room on the price, but again, there's some contention with the tenants. And there's obviously some opportunity for an owner user if they want to be on that street. So we're in touch with also the owners nearby. If you guys have a major developer or anybody wants to be in the area, I mean, we've been trying to bundle more of them together, but again, just trying to get one domino down first. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. All right, I think we have David. David, are you on the line, or Omid, Eric?
I think Eric or Omid was going to be joining us this morning. Are either of you on?
Going once, twice.
DJ, do you see Eric or Omid online?
I don't see them.
No? Okay.
Okay, we'll go to the next listing.
Another one from that team. Third one.
All right. Alex.
Alex.
Briefly, Alexander Group. This is a Family Dollar in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Interesting situation. There's about 6.5 years of term left, but I'm in talks right now with Family Dollar to extend that for another 5 years. So it's going to have an 11 years term. Family Dollar was from Dollar Tree last year. So Dollar Tree wants to get off the guarantee. And in order to do that, the new Family Dollar ownership is going to extend another 5 years. So it doesn't have quite the same credit as Dollar Tree, but it's still a pretty impressive corporate signature. So right now, realistically, that cap rate's even better than what it looks like, what it's going to look like in a few months, because it's going to be an 11-year term. So that's at just under 1.8 million. This one is a agricultural property in Somas, California, just adjacent to Moore Park. It's 33.4 acres. It's actually 2 parcels. One of them is 22, the other one's 11. So you could actually put 2 homes on there. You can do a few things with this. Just until recently, it was being used as a strawberry farm. And was doing well, except the ownership had some, not the ownership, but the people who were running it had some issues with ice. And their employees got a little scared, so they pivoted to another location. But you could do ag here, you could do equestrian horse, you could do residential. It's pretty versatile. Next one. And this is a former Family Dollar / Dollar Tree in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus is the 2nd largest city in the state of Georgia. Be a great owner-user opportunity, or a value add if you've got a client, a tenant in mind, re-tenant it. Was able to negotiate a pretty decent buyout from Dollar Tree. So the ownership had some flexibility in the price, and he's motivated and reasonable, so there's still a bit more flexibility when you see that.
So the current owner is benefiting from that buyout, or a buyer would get some?
Benefiting from the buyout in terms of, they paid him, quite a few years in rent.
Okay.
To hold on. And, that's reflected in the discounted price that you see there, and still there's some flexibility.
Do you have any sense of what kind of rent you could get and what that cap rate would be at that price?
I'd have to get back to him.
Okay.
This is a former Rite Aid in New Brighton. Rite Aid has gone PK. So it's a nice property. It just had a new blacktop put on there. It's centrally located. New Brighton is about 30 miles northwest of Pittsburgh, so it's a suburb of Pittsburgh. This property is located directly adjacent to a brand new Food Lion grocery store, which is a regional player up in the East Coast. Really nice property. I'm in talks right now with one of the largest employers in Pittsburgh, a university that is considering putting a medical center. So ownership might end up holding on to it if that deal comes to fruition, or at the same time might let it go, go either way on that. That's it's an interesting, another perfect owner user / value add.
Excellent.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, Michael.
Michael,
Yes.
you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. There we go. Yeah. So Division Street, very small mixed use value add deal in LA. Simple, good meat on the bone. It's 5 units total, 3 apartments in the back and 2 retail storefronts up front. Unit mix is 2 1 bed, 1 bath, and 1 unit being 2 bed, 1 bath. The resident tenants have been there for a long time. They've been there for about 20 years. So you do have stable, good, in-place income, but rents are definitely below market. On the retail side, one space is vacant, already built out as a salon, so you can lease that up right away. The main upside here is really filling out the vacant units at market rent, and then gradually pushing the in-place rents over time. Ask is 998,000. Pro forma cap is around a 7.6. So if you have any buyer looking for a clean, mixed use value add deal in LA, just I'll go and send that info over to you.
Thank you.
There we go. So yeah, 809 South Atlantic Boulevard. Ideally set up as an owner user. It's about 11,700 square feet. Total of 9 suites over 3 stories. It does have elevator access to all levels. It's well maintained building. Big thing here is the buyer can occupy part of it, still have rent coming in from the other tenants. So it's a great fit for ideally like a medical group, professional practice. I will say the parking is also a huge plus. There is a dedicated parking structure. Does have 43 spaces, most of them being covered, which is very hard to find over there in Monterey Park. The building is fully leased out with stable tenants. Cathay Bank being the notable one down there. It does have a dialysis operator on the ground floor. So you do have strong tenancy, in place from day one. Asking is 3.9, about the 338 a foot. For reference, the building next door is asking about 450 a foot. So we think it's a compelling basis here. But yeah, if anyone's working with any medical group, professional practice, or ideally an owner user in the area, just let me know.
Great, thank you.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
I think Eric just joined, Greg.
Okay, let's go back and let Eric present their deals. Welcome, Eric.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good, good. Okay, so this location is in Huntington Park, just south of downtown LA. It's 3 tenants. You have the ice cream slash snacks shop that's actually been at this location for over 20 years. You have the photo studio that's been there since 1986. And then there's a new lease on the middle unit, so it's a fully occupied property. It is offered at just slightly under an 8 cap right now, so it's a great investment as it is. This property was actually for sale a few years ago by us at a much higher price. They're just looking to unload their locations here in California and go out of state.
Okay.
Okay. This property, it's about just under 9,000 square foot lot right off the 405 freeway. It's at Century and La Cienega Boulevard. Be great use for a restaurant. We had an architect look into it as a small QSR as well as parking. So the ownership is interested in either leasing the property or for sale, depending on who the user may be. We've had some interest also in charging stations since it's near the airport, as well as parking for Turo or rental car agencies as just a small office space. Okay. This location's a nice strip center in South LA. It actually has a former 7-Eleven that's still a dark 7-Eleven that is still on the lease and guaranteeing the lease, and a Cricket wireless operator that has over 200 locations. The former 7-Eleven space is currently subleased. They have a year left on their lease, and after that we can renegotiate, or the ownership can either utilize the property or renegotiate with the tenant there. It's a dollar hub that has taken over the space. Okay, that should be it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. And if you guys have any questions for any of our presenters, all their contact information we provided via email. DJ always send out everything. So for you guys have any other questions, again, we'll be able to reach out. Go ahead.
Just to give you a little fact about ourselves, we can help your listing and your co-listings. So these three, I want to have meetings with you.
Absolutely.
And if you want, you can join us. We can bring you some business through that. Just to give you a little background with ourselves. I graduated from university. I have 2 degrees, one in architecture, one in finance. 40 years in the state of California as a licensed architect. We have architecture and development corporation.
Tony,
30 years.
I appreciate you coming, but
No,
right-
then
yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah,
just.
yeah, I understand.
That's it.
But right now, what we do is we have a schedule, and you'll be able to reach out to everybody. I appreciate you, Tony. Thank you. So real quick, guys, this is just the end. We want to be respectful of everybody's time. If you guys are in person, you guys will be able to connect, absolutely, after the event. But right now, I just want to give everybody a highlight. April 16th is our next broker forum. We're going to be hosting it in Woodland Hills. First of all, thank you everybody for joining here in West Hollywood. I know this is our first time here in this office, and you guys all survived the rain. Okay, I just want to let you guys know. Thank you. You guys are all going to get your appreciation awards and so forth, and we'll make sure to email you those certificates. But point is that the Woodland Hills office, we are going towards the valley, towards yours truly.
Yes, I just want to note, this will be at our office, Illy Commercial Real Estate, ample free parking. Not a dig,
It's
but
all good.
we appreciate everyone who came out. We appreciate everyone who came out today. We appreciate everyone who is logged in on Zoom. Please come join us in person. We're going to be doing these events every other month,
Yes.
every 2 months throughout the year. We're going to try and move them around our region. So we're looking for location in West LA. We're going to do one maybe in Pasadena, maybe the South Bay. We're still figuring out locations for later in the year. The next one will be April 16th at our office, Illy Commercial Real Estate in Woodland Hills, right off the 101 freeway at Canoga. Please join us, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, I saw the note. Every month is welcome too. We are gonna put that. I need you guys to rally as an entire chapter and email the board. I need 100 emails, so we're gonna track that. Okay. So, all right.
I think I may have a line for the South Bay for a broker forum.
Excellent.
So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, here are a couple other upcoming events. We have our chapter president, Lexi, here. Maybe Lexi.
Moriarty, the new president of the chapter this year. And we're doing something different this year. We're going to different realtor associations. Our territory has 30 realtor associations in it. And we're going to realtor associations and introducing residential brokers and actually kind of welcoming commercial brokers as well who are interested in CCIM. So those are the presentations we're doing at some of the different realtor associations. However, I really am super excited about our event. I don't know if it's here. Bob Knackle. We're bringing Bob Knackle. Who knows Bob Knackle? Yeah, I didn't know who he was. He's apparently a broker extraordinaire in New York. He sold, I don't know how many thousands of buildings in New York.
I think he's over
3,000 plus.
3,000 buildings.
I think he's over 40 billion or something in
Yeah.
gross sales.
Yeah.
Time,
So he's written a book on how he did it and has done it and continues to do it. And he's going to be doing a book signing on April 28th. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We have the Foundations of Success in Commercial Real Estate course at the end of March. And another event coming up in May, the World of Exchanges, talking about various types of opportunities you can do to exchange 1031. So that'll be fun, informative, in-person event in May.
Thank you. Oh yeah, we'd love to
Yeah,
our
again,
sponsors.
thank you to the sponsors, CoStar Group, for being a platinum sponsor, Gibraltar and Cynthia for being a silver sponsor, as well as Asset Preservation.
Yes, and that wraps us up here. For those of you who are not members, we encourage you to join. That supports our chapter, keeps us active, and also helps us get more sponsors. And with more sponsors, we have more events. You guys have more benefits. So we encourage everybody to join in. And if you guys have any other questions, any about the content of the presentation, you could reach out to DJ. DJ, if you put your contact information up, we'll be happy to get you her contact and you guys can reach out to us. But that'll conclude our broker forum for today. Thank you, everybody, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Very good track. Yeah.